Flosstube friends. My name is Sandy and this is my channel, Stitching with Sandy. Today is June 27, 2023, Tuesday, and it's been 3 weeks since my last visit. I wanted to come to you sooner, but in my life updates is I was at StitchCon. So I had a lot of prep to get ready to go, and then I was gone several days. We stayed there from a Wednesday all the way through to Monday, so it was a long time away from family. And I'm back, and I finally got everything organized so I can share with you all about it. So my only life updates really is I've been stitching since school's out, and I've been trying to tackle trying quilts. So as soon as I have some significant progress or completion, I will share that with you. But until then, the other thing that's gone on is StitchCon, and what I'm going to do is, since a lot of you may not be interested in StitchCon, I'm going to put all that information at the end, and I'll let you know when I'm going to do that so that you can hear all about it. However, just remember, I am going to attach a video at the end, and there's so much stitchy goodness in there between the brag table, the annex, keepsakes itself. I did take a lot of pictures to share with you, and most of the pictures are things that I found fascinating. It wasn't everything, it's probably half of what they had, but things that I loved. I also took pictures of swaps too, so I thought that way you can be inspired for different patterns. Maybe you want to be enabled, or for finishes, because there was a really great finishes there. So that will all be at the end. In the meantime, let's get started. So being home, I have 6 FFOs and 7 FOs. So that's 13 finishes to share with you. I feel really proud about that. So let's get started. The first thing on my list is I finished Bumblebee Kisses, and I wanted, by Primrose Cottage Stitches, and I wanted to finish it to look like it's a jar of honey. So this is how I finished it. I love how it turned out. It's super cute. It didn't get finished in time to go on display with my bee stuff for May, but it'll go in my bins for next year, and I'll get to enjoy it then. I stitched it on 14 count Berkshire Ada, and Berkshire, it's hard to see. If I put it closer, you can see it looks like beehive. And so that's why I chose that fabric. All the other ones that I finished last year were finished on this fabric, so I saved this fabric from last year for this finish. And now I'm done with them. So I guess if I do any of the new ones, I will need to order some more fabric or do something different. So there you go. And the piece was a piece I picked up at the dollar store. I don't remember when. Anytime I see little mason jar wood pieces, I get them because I like that finish. All right, next up is Chubby Bird by Jeanette Douglas. I finished it into the tart pan. This particular one I purchased when I did an Acorns and Threads virtual retreat. And so it was an exclusive to Acorns and Threads, but it's been released, as well as its partner, Chubby Bunny. The one pattern that I have, it says over here Acorns and Threads, and it has the year. I chose to leave that off, but I love how it turned out. All right, next up, I finished Do What You Love. I've shared this before as an FO, but I wanted to fully finish it as an ornament for my tree. My goal is to, from now on, anytime I go somewhere stitchy related, whether it be a retreat, get away with my friends, whatever it is, I want to make an ornament, date it, and hang it on my tree so that I can keep track of all the great memories that I experienced while I was gone. So I made my first one. So here's Do What You Love, and we went to the attic. Our stitch group went to the attic, so we called it Attic or Bust, and I put the year on it. I would have had this done sooner, but I was being lazy. I didn't want to do the 1/1 for the letters, so I kept putting it off. But I'm so glad that I finished. I ruched some ribbon for the side, and I love it. It's so cute. So I'm going to try to make sure that all of my ornaments for trips are stitch related, so that way it'll stand out for my tree of my other ornaments. But I did finish a Christmas ornament. This one is a Oh Holy Night by Barbara Anna, and here it is. I stitched it on 28 count Monaco that I dyed with Rit dye, and this is denim blue. And so I knew when I saw this ornament inside the Punch Needle and Primitive magazine that I had to do it, and I had to do it on this piece of fabric because I love it so much. So then I used some, it's not really eyelash yarn. I went to go buy some, but I couldn't find any, probably the wrong season. But it was scrunchable and soft, so I went ahead and went with that. Instead of chenille. I didn't want to use chenille, although in the camera it kind of looks like chenille. And then I just finished it with a little snowflakes on the back. So I'm really happy with how this one turned out. All right, and next up, I downloaded a pattern by Doreen Jones. It was called Bee Card, I believe, and I wanted to make a little tart pan. And so I did, and I made some, I don't know, I found these cute, let me see, turn his face around so you can see his eyeballs. I found these cute little bee beads at Joann's, there it is. And I wanted to make some pins to go at the top. I just thought that was so cute. So again, it's not gonna be on display until next year, but I'm ahead of the game when you think of it for next year. All right, and that was, oh, I'm sorry, this was stitched on 32 count Zephyr is the name of the fabric. It's hard to tell in the lighting, but it does have like some blue splotches on it. So I really like the way that looks. It gives it kind of like a sky look. And then this last one's not a stitching project. I did hand stitch buttons, lots of buttons, but I was looking on Instagram and Holly Jones had showed a pillow that she finished that she learned from a tutorial or a set of directions from Team Egner on Instagram. And so I went to go look it up, and on her page she has a picture of her pillow that she made, and underneath in the description part of her picture she tells you the measurements to cut your fabric, what fabric to get, and how to put it together. So I read that. I am challenged when it comes to directions that are just written directions. I do better with pictures, but I was able to do it. So here it is, and I just thought it was so cute. And these buttons are all buttons from my grandmother's button bin. I have a whole bunch of buttons. She'd been collecting them from her mom, and then she had them, she gave them to my mom, and then they were given to me. And so being able to put a piece of grandma on there makes it even more special. And then I used some trims, some lace trims, to lay over some of the white parts of the stripes of the flag. So I can't wait to display it tomorrow. I'm so proud of myself putting it all together. And then the back is just stars. So I'm really excited about this finish. I posted it on Instagram a little bit ago, but I hadn't had a chance to share it on my channel yet. So those are my FFOs. So there's those 6. So let me show you my FOs, because I have 7 of those to share with you. And I came in here to do my channel because there's so much stuff here. I just don't know how I could do it from my chair. So, all right. So the first one is Oh Christmas 3. You should have seen it. It's out now. This was a ornament set that Hands On Design put out at the Jingle Ball last year, and I purchased it, and now they've just been released, so you can purchase them too. I haven't finished them all, but I finished Joy, and I just love it. I have not had I was gonna FFO it for you, but I decided I wanted to wait till I have all 3 of them done, so that when I pull the fabric, I can make sure I have enough fabric for the back for all 3, so they all match. So I'll FFO all of them at the same time. But I love this. This is stitched on 14 count black Aida, and the floss is color and cotton, I believe, color and cotton. And so these, when she did release these, she did color and cotton. You could buy the finishing kit, which I did, and it had the floss and then the finishing pieces of mat board to mount it. And then the little booklet from Jingle Ball, inside has a Santa that she put as one of her ornaments in the Jingle Ball booklet, and it uses the same colors. So you get quite a bit with the floss. You'll be able to get 4 ornaments done. So I'll be able to, in my whips, I'll show you. I started another one. There's not a lot of to show for it, but I did start the second one. And then this one is Polar Plunge, another hands-on design piece. Again, I didn't FFO it because I wanted to wait until all of them are done, but I did Polar Bear Peak. And this fabric is 30 or 28 count, dyed by me, Evening Blue, Monaco. And I love him so much. He's my favorite. I have purchased all 5, because you purchase all 5, so I have all of them. And then she released the 6th one on her website as a fundraiser for Special Olympics. And of course, I did go and purchase that one. If you're not aware of why she chose it, you can go back to her last 2, I think it was 2 videos ago, might be 3 videos ago, that she explains about them and why she chose what animals she did. So if you haven't donated yet, I would encourage you to do that. It is just the cost of a pattern. 100% of the pattern cost goes straight to Special Olympics, and it's such a great cause. So I encourage you to do that. Plus, the patterns are really cute. I'm planning to FFO them. I did buy the backer pieces that 141 Chantel Demley puts out. I bought those. I'm going to finish them at the same time because instead of scrapbook paper, I'm going to use fabric for the background. So I want to do them all at the same time, and then I'm going to turn mine, instead of individual ornaments, I'm going to make mine a hanging banner for my fireplace for the month of January. So in my whips, you'll see that I started Penguin Pear. All right, next up. Now this one's really late, but I hadn't finished it, and it was the only one I hadn't finished. I'm current now, but I have April, Hands-On Design, Seasons 2, April. When I got off of school, I wanted to finish this one up. It was too late to get it out. It'll be up for next year, but I needed to get some more mat board. I was all out, so I couldn't finish it. So as soon as I get some more, I'll FFO it and probably just tuck it into my bin for April for next year. And that is 28 count coffee tea dyed Monaco. All right, this finish I am so excited to share with you. I was doing, in my 2-day rotations, I have a lot of big pieces, and I have a couple of sals, except now I'm down to just 1 sal. Who am I? Because you know me. If you've been watching, I participate in all the sals, and I'm down to just 1, so it's going to be time to find a few to start. But this one I was doing with Nancy Hauber from the Bougie Stitchers, and we started it to be done for last Halloween. Neither one of us made it, so we decided to make it for next year. And if she doesn't finish in time, we didn't say exactly what Halloween we had to be done. We just said we had to be done by Halloween. So that means she's early, and if she passes this year, she's early for the following year. This is 14 count Stormy Gray fabric flare, and this pattern that I'm talking about is Happy Halloween by Puntini Puntini. I just love how much the color really plays on the pattern. It's so pretty. I'm not sure how I'm going to finish it yet. I'm just so excited to have it done. And you can see there's cute little things hanging inside of each window. We have the cute little cat on the Happy Halloween. I just love this so much. There's a little witch. Let's see, can you see her? She's so cute. I just love how it turned out, and I'm really pleased to have this finished and ready to start a new sal. So we'll see. I'm not sure which ones I'll get into, but I am on the hunt to figure out which one I want to do. All right, my next finish is The 5th Day of Christmas by Liz Matthews. I need to get some styrofoam so I can make the tree a tree, but here's the piece finished. And I used some gold metallic thread to go around the hoops. And I just love how this turned out. I think it's so pretty, and I know it's gonna look gorgeous as a tree, and I'm just have to get some styrofoam for it. Last time I went shopping, I couldn't find any, so now I'm thinking I'm gonna need to access the internet to find a source to buy some styrofoam. I have a lot of trees that I want to do, so I want to be able to find a source that I can either order more from or order a bunch at the beginning so I have enough for all of them. So, all right, next up. This one just came back to me. A little sad about it. Not the piece, I love the piece, but I had stitched this for Chantel at 141 Designs when she had asked for some model stitchers, and she was supposed to FFO it, and then she didn't do it, and she didn't do it. I guess she got busy, and we just got it back in the mail, and she said she's not gonna be able to do it. So that's a little sad because I've been waiting such a long time for it. I sent it to her in September, and here we are in the end of June, and it's not FFO'd, and it makes me a little sad because had it been returned to me right away, I could have had it FFO'd and put up for last year. So I guess I'm early for this year. I'm not really sure how I'm gonna finish it. I'm thinking I might finish it and use it for a swap or something, because when I stitched it for her, she supplied the flosses and she chose DMC, and I am a kit member of the Month to Months. So I got Classic Colorworks, and I like the look of those. So, and this, she only gave me enough fabric for this, and it's not enough to do the mini too. So I think I might stitch it again on a different fabric, and then I can FFO this one. Maybe I'll give it to my best friend. Her birthday's in October, so she might appreciate getting it. We'll see. But that's, and then this one is another great finish from my rotation. One of my spring rotations was, I can't say the words because they're in another language, but they mean a rabbit in my garden, and it's by Jardin Privé. And here it is. It's finished. I'm so excited. I made this one. I was working on this one diligently, and when it came up in the rotation, and then I had everything finished except for this little snail. And my plan was that I wanted to be able to ring the bell at StitchCon, so I saved the snail for StitchCon, and I finished him there. I was so excited to have it done, because now I can FFO it. Not sure how I'm going to. I stitched it, I don't know if you can see in the camera, but I did light pink splash. And I'm not sure how I'm gonna finish this yet. I don't know if I'm gonna frame it, figure out maybe something to mount it on. I'm really not sure. But so I'll just set it aside. It's what I do when I'm never sure about something. I set it aside, and then one day I walk across something or see something online that perks my interest, and then I try finishing it on that. So those are my FOs. All right, so moving down the list. I have 4 previous giveaways. I didn't want to do more giveaways until after this week, only because there's 4 here and they have not been claimed. And I'm sure it's my fault because I haven't been on regularly, so they've probably been busy and didn't get to see my channel, or went looking for it and there wasn't a new one up. So, but if they don't claim them by my next one, then I'm going to re-choose. So the first one was, so if you're listening, if you've been putting in for one of my giveaways, please pay attention so that if this is you, you can claim it. And all you need to do is notify me through my email, or you can message me through Instagram. All of that information is below in the description box. And let me know that what you won, and send me your mailing address, and I'll get this out to you. So this one was Stitch with the Housewives Spring. This is the quarterly piece that they're doing with Fat Quarter Shop. I have it to give away, and the winner was Bonnie Sheffer. Bonnie Sheffer. So Bonnie, please notify me, and if you're still interested in, I will get it out to you. And then the next one was French Country Hot Air Balloon by JBW Designs. And the winner of that one was Magnolia Stitcher. Magnolia Stitcher, please email me. Make sure that you put Magnolia Stitcher, and then you give me your real name and your address, and I'll get that out to you. Congratulations. Next up was Charming Gardens. This was by Rebecca Marsh. It was an old frame craft chart booklet that was gifted to me from one of my friends as a giveaway. And the winner of that one was Paula Beeman. Paula Beeman. Congratulations, Paula. Please email me. And then the last one was for Threadwork Primitives, Beggar's Fourth. I loved this one. I stitched this one. Then my friend Barbara stitched it. And now the winner for that one was Paula Arthur. Paula Arthur, you have won. So please email me and I will get that out to you. And again, if I don't hear back from anybody, I will take off the Post-its and re-choose so that I can start doing new giveaways. All right, so those are my previous giveaways. Next up are my swaps. So I did Buzzing Bee swap. It was in May with a mail date of June 1st. And I'm gonna share with you what I received. I did mail mine out. We had 16 people participate, and I will be showing you a little quick video of all of the finishes. There's only one person that has not received hers. I did mail it out today. Unfortunately, one of our participants, her name is Penny. She lives in the UK. Hi, Penny. Penny has been very sick. She stayed in the hospital for quite a while, all the way since the beginning of May. So we've been praying and wishing her well and hoping that she recovers quickly. But due to that kind of thing, one of her recipients had not received her piece yet. So Penny was trying to email me to let me know that she was getting stronger and she wanted to keep working a few stitches a day. I told her not to worry, just to get better, because that's most important, and that I would send something in her place. So that something is been mailed today. So Deb, it's on the way. I did not include that photo in my swap photos because I want it to be a surprise. Once Deb has received it and lets me know, then in my next video I will share what I stitched for her, and so that you can see what I sent her. I hope she loves it, and I'm so sorry, Deb, that you had to wait so long. I hope it'll be worth the wait. All right, so what did I get? The person who had me was Miss Kathy, and Kathy's package came right away, and I had opened it and peeked inside and then set it aside because I was waiting for everyone else's, but so I haven't gotten to put it out on display, but it's so lovely. I love it so much. So let me show you. She made me this bee card, and I love this. I might be wrong, but it looks like she printed out or found some cardstock that has these bees buzzing in the hive. Isn't that amazing? I made it into a card. I just think that's awesome. And so she said this piece was made by Sub Rosa, and she turned it into this cute little box I have to show you. Okay, so here's the box. You can see that she did some painting and antiquing on it. And I'm going to show you the inside first. And look at what she did. It looks like she Mod Podged the same kind of bees. Is that not cool? I love it so much. And she did it with the top too. And then she attached this beautiful stitching piece on top. Is that not gorgeous? I just love it so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Kathy. It's beautiful. And then, if that wasn't enough, because it really is, she also spoiled me with a few little goodies. She gave me a bow with sunflowers, which is my favorite flower. So I'll be able to attach that to something in my house. I haven't decided what. I might do a finishing piece. I might put it on a vase. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with it yet. But I love that she sent this, because look at, it's got the wire, it's ready to be twisted on. That's a great idea as a gift for someone. And then she sent me this cute, okay, so here is the container. I'll show you, because if she ordered it, this is who she ordered it from. And then it says Posy Handmade. Okay, I don't know if it's coming in clear or not, but inside the tin is a really cute little waxer, and it's a little honeycomb. Let me show you. It's super cute. And it smells so good. Okay, look at it. It looks like a little jewel of honeycomb. Isn't that cute? Oh my goodness. And it has the most beautiful scent. So I love it. Thank you so much, Kathy. I really, really, really love it. And then she sent, let me put this away. I don't want anything to happen to it. And I know when my cats did try to eat it, those cats, they try to get everything I own. And they climb things, silly kitties. All right, so then she got this really cute spoon, honey spoon, that I could put in my tea. Isn't that clever? And that way I could stir it in my tea and have some nice yummy honey in my tea. I just think this is fabulous. And the best part about these swaps is you get a theme and you come up with different ideas of what you're gonna do, and then to try to figure out what little doodads you're gonna put, if you're gonna do it. Of course, it's never expected, but if you do wanna do it, it's kind of fun to go on a hunt and find little things that go along with the theme. I enjoy that very much. So thank you, Kathy. And Kathy even decorated the box. I don't wanna hide her mailing info, but look at, she did. Isn't that awesome? So thank you for making my day brighter, Kathy. I love your swap piece. So I want you to see what everyone else did, because there's some beautiful bee stitches. So please check out my video right here. Wasn't it lovely? Did you love all the bee stuff? I love it. It makes me so happy. This was one of the largest swaps that we've done, and everybody participated that could, and they're all beautiful and so thoughtful. So those are my swaps. So let's see what's next on the list. We're trying to go through quickly because I know with StitchCon info, this is gonna make my video longer. And after my last long video, I really didn't want to have another really, really long one. So I'm trying to move along, move along. So that brings us to whips. As far as another swap, I haven't decided. I want to do a summer swap, but I want to think about it. I really want Deb to get her piece before I announce another swap. I'm hoping that it ends on a positive note and not a sour note. So as soon as she ends hers, I'll be thinking about what we can do on our next swap. So if you've been thinking about it and you want to participate, I will announce it in my next video what it's going to be and when the due dates are. I hope you'll join us if you haven't already. So whips, here we go. So for my birthday, Shelly, her Flosstube channel is It's Only Stitching, and she has the same birthday as me, which was a nice surprise. I didn't know until I had mentioned my birthday, and then she's like, wait, we have the same birthday. So she said we should do a stitch along. Well, she's far, far, far finished, and I'm still treading along, but I did get some work on it. We chose to do Stitching with the Housewives, Let's Go Ride a Bike, Berry Patch, and I love it. I'm hoping to have it done this week. This is where I'm at. I started my bicycle. I have the bicycle, I have the little rail that holds, I think, a sign on it. No, a big giant strawberry and then a sign. And then I just have the wheel. And then I can start working on the berry basket that's over here. So it's a lot more progress than just the 2 little strawberries that I had before. So I'm hoping to get it done. And I have a really awesome FFO that I can't wait to share with you. I bought it a year ago for the bike series, and I hadn't finished any of them, so I'm excited to be able to finish that and then show you. I think you're gonna be surprised and you're going to like it. All right, now Melissa Tover, my sweet friend, I know you're out there. I want you to look up because I am stitching this. Melissa there's a pattern set series by Sam Sarah Designs, and she's not designing anymore. And it was her perpetual calendar, and Sarah loaned it to me. It's been a while since Sarah loaned it to me, and my plan was I was going to work on it a little bit each month, try to get a month at a time done before school started last summer, so that I would have August to put on display and then get the rest of them done each month. Well, that didn't happen, and so I had put it at the foot of my bed last year, so that I have a little bin, and I put it in there to keep it safe from my cats, and then because it was out of sight, it was out of mind. You guys know how that goes. So, and then I had worked on it in the car a couple of trips, and Melissa kept saying, I don't know if you really did, because I haven't seen it. When are you gonna share it? And I was being lazy. I just needed to dig it out, and I didn't dig it out to show you. So I did finally get it out. I'm trying to find where the cover sheet for the one I'm working on is, and at the moment I only see the pattern. So since I can't seem to locate it at the moment, I am gonna just, let me try one more time. Yeah, no, I'm not finding it, so I must have set it somewhere. Yeah, it figures. But I do have the piece I've been working on. So I chose to start this one, and this one, it's on perforated paper, and it's a little sunshine, and he's wearing sunglasses, and then each one of these, you do each one of these, and then it has a decoration. It has one that says the month, and then it has different ones that have numbers on it. And then you display them all together. And my plan was I bought some wooden tags from, I think, Scarlet Sky Designs. I think that's where I got them, and they're shiplap. And my plan was that after I finish these, I want to make them Velcro on the back, and then that way my students in my classroom, every month I can have someone change, well, every day they can change the number of the day as we do calendar, and then every month whoever's the first person that month can change out the piece. And if I have them on Velcro, then I can use the same wooden pieces. So that's the plan. So we'll try again. Sorry, Melissa, but I am starting to get August. I'm hoping to get it done by the end of July, so that when I start school with my students, I can have August up and all the numbers with them. And that way I can then start working on September. So I am working on it, I promise. So there's that. And then, I love Melissa. She's so sweet. She always helps me out when I'm stuck for a pattern. She usually has it. She helped me get organized with a spreadsheet for all my charts. She's amazing. So thank you, Melissa. I'm glad we're friends. And I'm glad you're helping me out sometimes because I need it. All right, so my next piece, my next whip is Little House Needleworks, Little Miss Sunflower. This has been in my whips When I did Mania, I had pulled it out, and then since I've been home for summer, I started picking it back up. So it's stitched on 28 count coffee tea dye Monaco. I finished the house, so happy about that. I finished the second sunflower with the crow on the top. I'm almost done with the third sunflower, and then I can make the little girl. I do have the little border thingy at the bottom to still do, and the border at the top, but I'm really close to getting this finished. And I just love it. I can't wait to display it. This is one of those pieces that I'll be able to display in my house all year long because she reminds me of me, and so she deserves to go on my wall. All right, next up is, oh, I'm so excited to share this one with you. So I had not given this much work in the last couple months because I just added it to my rotation. I want to say I added it at the end of April for the month of May, but then as you know, if you were following me, the month of May was crazy and I didn't hardly get to do anything. So when it came up this month, I worked on it, and I'm so excited to share it with you. So this is called, and this picture is really crummy. This is called Spring by Sarah. I believe she's an Italian designer. And as you can see, here's the little piece. And you can't see all the colors and everything. It's really not a good picture to sell this piece. But let's see, I've gotten another motif finished on it. I'm super excited about it, and I think it's beautiful. So here is my progress. Let me bring it up close. So when I first started it, I did this bunny, and I love it. And then this time I was able, sorry, I'm trying to figure out how to hold it so you can see it all. I started the little house, and then here are some beautiful violets. I know the lighting's not showing them off, with a little bridge over some water, and look at all the crows flying, and there's the sunshine, and there's a couple sheep in the meadow. I just love this so much. And if I had a 5x7, I could frame that already and call it done. But I'm so excited to get more of it done. I'm hoping this will be a big, beautiful piece that I can change out seasonally. So this is the spring. I would like to do her other ones, but we'll see how long it takes me before I say I'm gonna do them. This is stitched on 28 count bone Joblin. And I'm so excited, it's so pretty. I wish those patterns that have those little tiny photographs would update them, because they really don't help sell the pattern. If I had seen this, just online, I probably wouldn't have ordered it, but I had seen somebody stitch it, and when I saw their piece, I was like, oh, I need to do that. All right, next up. Now there is a challenge going on, and I'm going to mention it when I share this one because I used this particular pattern. It was part of my rotation, so I kind of double dipped, but I'm using it for the challenge too. So if you haven't heard, the Naptime Stitcher on Instagram is hosting a Summer Stitches Challenge. It's hashtag Summer Stitches Challenge. She wants you to use the hashtag and tag her so she can see your progress. And there's a chart on her page where every day there's a new challenge. And you could do a new challenge. You could do a whip you've been working on if it fits that theme. You could do a new start. It's all up to you how you're going to do it and how you're going to make it fit that theme. So yesterday's theme was day one. Yesterday was day one, and it was letters or words. And it said stitch something with letters or words. Well, in my rotation just happened to be Summer School Lesson 1 by Brenda Gervais. And as you can see from the pattern or the photo cover, it has letters. Well, I only had the letter G completed, and I had everything. Okay, I had this side of the house done, but not this side. And I had the bird and this bottom part of the branch, and I had just the line for the branch, but I didn't have any of the leaves. So my goal yesterday was just to get those letters in, but I was able, here it is, I was able to finish the house, get all of the letters in, add the leaves to the branch. I'm really excited. So I don't have that much left for this. I just have the little border piece that goes up here. It's like a pot with a plant, and then there's like a motif over here. And then the only other thing I think I'm gonna tear out, I know you can see it in the video, there's some like ghostly motifs on there. I'm not really liking them because when I look at them, when I look at it straight on, I can't see those stitches, and that kind of bothers me. So I'm thinking what I'm going to do is choose one of the colors in the pattern. I'm kind of leaning towards either the light pink like the berries or the light blue in the birds, and stitching those ghosts in that color. So it'll still be a pop of color, but I know I'll be able to see them. So if you think I should do some other color and you have advice for that, let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, that's probably what I'm gonna do. But I'm saving it for when I finish, and then I'll tear it out at the end. And that was stitched on, sorry, I should have told you that, 1/1 on 25 count Lugana in the color Natural. So I love that piece. So not only did I get to use that for my 2-day rotation as it popped up, I got to use it on the goal. So today is, today's goal is to stitch, it's like a pool day, I think it's called, and it's stitch something with water. So I found this freebie giveaway on Little Stitcher's blogspot.com, I believe. On her blog, she has a bunch of freebies. You just click on the little arrow that's up in the top corner, and you can click on freebies, and I'm doing a Little Mermaid. It's a very small piece. I definitely will have it done tonight. I've already got the mermaid done. I just need to do the water underneath her, and she'll be done. I'm not sure. I think I'm gonna finish her as a pillow, and I'm gonna put her on display in August, because August is when I do like beachy things. So I thought she would fit in my decor then. So if you haven't joined, go ahead and jump in and join. It's a lot of fun, and it's fun to see what everybody else is doing by following that hashtag. And I know that she's enjoying seeing us. And it's only for 2 weeks. So if you can tie in, I figure it'll give me a chance to get through some whips. And if I get a few new starts along the way, that's okay too. I like the community part of it. That's why I like to participate. All right, next up. So I had said I was working on Polar Plunge, Penguin Peak. Let me pull out the chart so you can see what it's supposed to look like. Trying to find it. Nope. Here it is. So my hands-on design, here it is. So cute. So after I finished the other one, I started this one, and I just got the bottom row with the little mountains and the poinsettia. That's all I got. But I know that when I pull it out the next time, I'll finish that one. So hopefully, if I keep this up, I should get one done a month, and then before you know it, I'll have an FFO of all of it in time for January, which is when I want it to be done. All right, this next one is the Stitch Along with Teresa Koget's Patreon. If you are level 4, you get to do her Stitch Along, and she has released parts 1, 2, 3, and 6. I know that sounds weird, but I'm going to show you why. So here is what she's released so far. And so she had released 1, 2, 3, which went across here to part of the house, okay, like across the top. And somebody had asked her, can we please release 6 instead of 4 so we can finish the house? So she did a poll on her Patreon, and the majority of us wanted 6, and so that's what she did. So that's why it's an odd number. And I am a little bit behind on this, but I will be catching up. Let me show you where I'm at so far. So I'm stitching this on 32 count overcast by Cedar Linen Fabrics. Cedar Linen, yeah, I believe that's what it's called. And I am on part 2, so you can see I'm behind, but here's my progress. So I completed part 1 right away. Part 2, I've done the gentleman that's holding hands with her. He's so cute. And I'm starting on the turkey that's standing next to him. So the turkey's cute. I'm stitching the turkey because I took this piece to StitchCon, and my friend Deborah, who was sitting by me, said that she was born on Thanksgiving, and so she has a collection of turkeys. So she had just got done telling me that story when I pulled this out, and I was like, oh, I need to work on the turkey because she had just told that story. So now every time I look at that turkey, I'm gonna think of you, Deborah. All right, and then my last whip was a new start that I chose to do for StitchCon. I wanted a StitchCon start. So I chose June's Patreon piece by Teresa Kogut, and it's called My Heart is Fed. There's the little Stitch girl. She's so cute. I'm going to put StitchCon in the little hoop right there. So that'll be my StitchCon piece. And I started it at the late night stitching. I really failed at late night stitching. I went with my friend PJ, and every time we went to go to late night stitching, we were really determined we were going to do it. We probably lasted an hour maybe. We were so exhausted. But I did get a start on it. So I was able to get the 2 spools of thread, the skein of thread, and start on her dress. That's a pretty good start for a StitchCon start, I think. So that's that piece. And I'm stitching that on, oh, I was gonna tell you, I am stitching it on, let me hold this fabric up. This is a Grace Notes fabric. I know it's kind of wrinkly, I'm sorry. It was the first one I got in her club, because I had joined her club, and I joined the mix of brights and what's the other one? Brights and neutrals. And when it came, I didn't know if it was a bright or neutral. It looks like a neutral, but I didn't know which one was gonna start first because I started in January, and it doesn't say on the label when you get it if it was a bright or a neutral. So I emailed to ask about it because it's so fair, and I said, well, is it a bright or is it a neutral? And she said it was supposed to be a colored, bright colored, but she had changed, I guess, changed the fabric or the way she was dyeing it or something, and that my future ones would be a lot more colorful. And she was right, they were. So, but it does have a little bit, like if you're looking at it in the natural light, it has a little bit of pinks and purples in it. I think it's very pretty. And it is called, it's 32 count Penseria. Penseria, I don't know if I'm saying that right. But I think it's pretty, and I think it'll look good with this little girl. So I should be able to stitch that up now that I'm home all the time. I should be able to stitch it up faster, but I love it. I think it'll be cute. It'll be a great StitchCon. Can you hear that? We have the ice cream man going through, and it sounds like a little kid is blowing a horn. He must really want an ice cream cone. That's so funny. All right. I don't know if you can hear it, but I'm sitting by the window. Such a beautiful day. All right, so those are my whips. So I'm gonna bring you to my haul. Now, StitchCon, I have a lot of haul too, but this is prior to StitchCon. So let me show you my haul. It's not a lot because I was saving so that I could spend money at StitchCon, but I did order some. I went off on a rabbit hole. I'm sure you all do this at times, but I saw this piece, and it's a series, and it's called Home Together by Jeanette Douglas. And this one says, home is where your heart is. And I was like, oh, I love this so much. I have to have it. So I ordered it, and I ordered the floss. But then when I was ordering it, I noticed that it said part 1, So then I ordered part 2. This one says, there's no place like home. And then, oh wait, no, that was part 6. Sorry, they got out of order. Part 2 is home is the place to be. And number 3 is with you, I'm home. Aren't they beautiful? I'm gonna stitch them all separately. And then this one is part 4, bless our home. I thought I could make like a little gallery wall with these. And then east or west, home is best. It's a cute one. And then you saw part 6 when I made the mistake, there's no place like home. I don't know if more are gonna come out. I really don't. But if they do, I will have to have them. But that's 6, that's a good start. So I think even if I don't have more right now, I have plenty to get started on, but I'm looking forward to stitching them. And I noticed that when you kit up this one, most of the same colors are all of these, so they all coordinate together. All right, then I ordered Sunflower House by Teresa Kogut. I love this piece. I had seen someone stitching it on Instagram and they finished it. I don't remember who it was, but I was like, oh my gosh, how come it's not in my collection? Well, it is now. Next up, I got this Frony Ritter Designs Old Crow Brew. I thought this would be a cute Halloween ornament. It's so cute. I love my crows. My pair of crows have been in the backyard every single day since I got home from StitchCon, just chirping away. I love that they're here. They've been here since spring started, and I hope they stay. And then today, or actually yesterday, this came in the mail. It's Little House Needleworks Americana Petites. They're so cute. And then also with that one, because one pattern can't travel alone, is Christmas Day by Tralala. Actually, both of these were on a gift card from one of my students. This one I saw on Instagram. I don't know who stitched it, but they stitched it on black, and I said, I need to do it that way. It's so cute. So I'm going to do mine on black. Are you guys doing Christmas in July? I think I'm going to, and I think I'm going to try to focus on doing ornaments. That way I can actually finish them and not just keep adding to the WIP pile. Not that that's wrong, but I just don't, I'm trying to dwindle it down a little bit. So if I do ornaments, then I can stitch part of my day on ornaments and part of my day on my rotation and keep going. So I also ordered Shannon Christine Designs My Sunshine. It says, You Are My Sunshine. I used to sing this to my daughters when they were little all the time, especially my Cassandra, because she was always the happy, cheerful little one. And so when I saw that it said this, I do love sunflowers, but when I saw that it said this, I had to get it because that's what it makes me think of, is that those memories with my daughters. And then this one, I don't know why I didn't order it when it first came out, but I ordered it, especially now that the summer one's gonna come out soon. And this is the Spring Sampling Between Friends, and that's the collaboration of Hands On Design and Summer House Stitchworks. And so I love this so much. It totally makes me happy. And I love, I don't know if you've seen them, but I love these cute little biscornus stacked up, and the color combination. That's just beautiful. So I'm gonna need to get some of that. It looks like a navy blue. I don't know, I'll have to look in here and see what color. It says it's raw, 32 count raw and charcoal linen. So the raw is the natural color, of course, and then that's charcoal. But doesn't it look navy to you? It doesn't look gray to me. I think I'm gonna do my navy because that's what the photo looks like, and that's what made me wanna do it. Here it is with them not stacked. Doesn't that look navy to you? I don't know. I'm doing it on navy. So I'm gonna look up something that's a navy color to stitch those. So that's my haul. So I have one more thing to share with you, and then I'm gonna go into StitchCon recap. So recently I turned 50, the big 50. In fact, someone had asked me and I told them how old I was, and then I had to take a breath, because when you say it for the first time, like no one, you know your birthday came, it went, we were celebrating, and I turned 50. But when someone asked me, I went and I answered, I thought I was gonna choke on my words. I'm not sure why that is. I've never had this issue with any other number, but for some reason, this number was hard. But so I've been walking around saying, I'm 50, I'm 50, I'm 50, get used to it. And then move on, because I have a lot more living to do. Well, anyhow, in the mail, when I got home from StitchCon, I walked around like a zombie. I could not focus on anything. There was so much information in my head and memories and experiences that I just couldn't function. But my husband went and got the mail, and in the mail there was a couple of packages, and one of them was a surprise. He was like, what are you getting from us? He goes, what are you getting from a Flosstuber? And I said, I'm not expecting anything from a Flosstuber. He said, well, you got something from a floss tuber, and he was teasing me, and it was kind of a large package. So I'm like, can I just have my package? And so I opened it up, and there was this beautiful card and wishing me a belated happy birthday. And it was from Nancy and Jenny from the Bougie Stitchers, and look what they sent me. It totally made my day so much. They sent me this beautiful project bag. Look, and then look at on the back, it's like patchwork. It's so pretty. And she says, if you don't like it, you can give it away. I'm sorry, I love it. I'm not going to give it away. And besides, I don't like to re-gift gifts. If someone made me something special, it will stay with me forever. So thank you, Nancy and Jenny, for being so kind to celebrate me that way. I don't want to cry, but I'm just saying thank you. I do love this so much. It means a lot to me. So thank you. So now I'm going to go through my experience with StitchCon. I'm not going to spend a long time on it. I'm not going to show every individual thing because that would take forever. But I'm going to give you my perspective on StitchCon, what I got to see and do, what I thought about it, and what it meant to me. And then when I get done, I will say goodbye. And at the very end, there is I know it's a lot, it's a 10-minute video, but it's a video collection of 140 photos that I took while I was there. And I did condense them down. The best part about them, the photos, are mostly there are different people that I got to connect with while at StitchCon, but it also is all the pictures of all these beautiful cross-stitch finishes. So if you want to be inspired, or you want to watch to maybe scope out a piece that you want to stitch, there are little cards. And that on the ones on the brag table, there's little cards that say StitchCon on them. They have info on there. So if you see one that you love and it has a card attached to it, because some of them are hanging on the wall at Keepsakes, they don't have a card. And the ones in the annex do not have a card. And the swaps do not have a card. But if you see a piece that has a card and you're interested in that piece, if you email me, I can look at my photo and zoom in on that card and let you know the details of it. That would be the best way that I could do it. So let's talk about StitchCon. If you're leaving and you don't want to hear about StitchCon, I understand. I look forward to see you next time. And until you come back, please be confident, be courageous, be creative, and be kind. And I'll hopefully see you a lot sooner next time. Bye. If you are staying, let's talk StitchCon. Okay. StitchCon was like Christmas. It felt like Christmas Day. Okay, so I went with my sweet friend PJ, and to be honest, I probably would not have gone if it weren't for PJ, and here's why. She went last year, and I really wanted to go last year because I had just started my Flosstube the November before. And then I wanted to go because I had been doing Flosstube for a little while, almost a year, and I wanted to go, and then I didn't go, and I am glued to my computer watching all of the recaps. And I had that FOMO feeling, you know, you watch everyone's beautiful work, you see what they get to do, and you wish you went too. Well, PJ had asked me, why hadn't I gone? What's stopping me? And I have severe anxiety disorder. I've had it my whole life, but I now acknowledge it and understand my limitations, and I do try to step out of my comfort zone from time to time to try to get through it, but it's not always easy. So my biggest anxiety wasn't about walking in that room alone. I know that's a lot of people's worry. It wasn't that. It wasn't even flying by myself. I've done that before to visit my son in Missouri. So it wasn't about flying by myself or even flying. I know it makes me nervous to fly, but I'm not terrified. It's not going to stop me from flying. So I told her that my biggest concern was that if I travel from California all the way to Ohio, when I get off that airport, I'm going to be all by myself in a city I don't know. I'm not familiar with anything, I don't know anyone, and maneuvering around had me a little nervous. And that's what was stopping me, it really was. So she said, well, what if I went with you? So I said, well, then I probably would go. So what we did is we sat, she came over to my house, we opened our computers, and on September registration, we both got it all filled out, the little form, and at the same time we hit go. And we registered. And it took a little bit while. We were on our way up to Modesto to a hands-on design class when notifications went out. And PJ asked me if I heard anything, and I said no. And then she didn't say anything. And then a few minutes later, she's like, and I said, why, did you? And she said, yeah, I got in. And I was like, oh. And the fact that I hadn't heard anything, my whole inside was like, oh, what a bummer. Well, that's because there was that glitch. If you remember Stephanie talking about the glitch, the internet glitch with PayPal and everything. So while we were at the class, on the way back home, I got the email saying that I was in. So I paid for it, and all year long I saved up a little bit here, a little bit there so that I could go. And I went, me and PJ went together. So that was exciting. When we got there, we got in on Wednesday. We wanted to get there early so we could be in line, ready to go to registration first thing in the morning. And we stayed at the hotel there next to the convention center at the Hyatt Place. We had, between then and now, we had joined a group, StitchCon 2023 message group with a few other Flosstubers and non-Flosstubers of people that were going to StitchCon Weekend B, and we had agreed that we were all going to sit together or in the vicinity of each other. So there was, I think, 13, maybe 14 people. Plus, PJ had 2 friends that she sat with the year before, and she had promised to have them sit. So then that's 15 people. Well, you can only fit 6, maybe 7 if you squish together at one table. So we decided, we said we were going to be sitting in a cul-de-sac. That's so funny. So we even had our friend Deborah put together and made a little logo for us, and she made t-shirts for us. We sent her t-shirts. She put the logo on. We paid for the vinyl, and we were able to all wear that shirt and take a big group photo. So that was wonderful. And the people that were in that group, and I hope I don't forget anyone. So if I do, I'm so sorry. I'm really bad with names too. So there was me and PJ at our table. We sat at table 8. We turned the 8 sideways and called it the table infinity. We sat there, and there was 2 ladies, Melissa and Joan, and they were from Arizona. They were PJ's friends, so they sat at our table. A new friend that we got to meet, she came to StitchCon by herself. Her name is Rachel. Sorry, Rachel. Rachel, I'm thinking of your Instagram name with being Delilah. It kind of confuses me, but Rachel, she sat next to me, and she had only ever stitched kits. So when she got to StitchCon and got to purchase stuff at the annex, she was working on a piece, and she bought fabric and didn't realize what she bought, and she was stitching on linen. She'd never stitched on linen before. So that was so fun to see her excitement and to see her progress. She got a lot done. And then we sat with Sebastian. He joined us. I think he has a Flosstube. His is B's and T's. And then that was our table. Then we sat with Missy and Kathy from Two Needles Pulling Thread. And then, oh, and at our table, Deborah sat with us. She doesn't do Flosstube, but such a lovely person. She sat next to me also. And then, so we had Two Needles Pulling Thread. We had Nancy from The Disorderly Stitcher. We had Pam from Stitching in the Land of Good Enough. We had the Boss Stitchers, Jane and Chris. So I'm just trying to recall everybody. Let's see. Who else was in our group? We had Tracy, the OG Stitcher. And then, who else? There was Deb Pryor. She was there, so she sat with us too. I know there was a lady from South Carolina. I can't remember her name. I'm so sorry. And then, let's see. Who am I forgetting? I feel like I'm forgetting several people, and I don't mean to. I'm trying to replay. I don't know. At the moment, I can. Oh, no. There was Katie. Katie came too. Sorry, Katie. Katie was there. I think if I forgot anyone, I probably did. I hope if I did and I forgot you, please forgive me. So all of us sat together, which means we interacted a lot together. We ate different meals together. We did some shopping together. It was a lot of fun. And so I'm going to show you some of the stuff I got, not a lot of it. My perspective is this. StitchCon to me, what I got out of it more than stitching, there was the beautiful work of other people that I get to enjoy. It was like walking through a museum of all the things that I love. And that was such a great experience. So many pieces, variety of different projects that maybe I might not choose to stitch or have never seen. And they're just beautiful. You can't help but take a breath and step back and admire them. So there was that. And then the second part of it was the friendships. It reminded me of going to camp in the summertime. You know, summer camp, you go away for a week or two, you do all these things with activities with other camp members, they become your lifelong friends, and then you go home, and then you have that empty feeling that, oh my gosh, what if I never see them again? Which is how I've been feeling the last couple of days. I have my stitch group, so thank goodness I have those friends here. I know it would be really hard if I came home and I didn't have any friends to stitch with at home. But the connections continue because we can Zoom together. We still have our message in that we've been messaging back and forth inside of our Instagram, and then sharing each other's work on Instagram, and you know, cheering each other on at what we're accomplishing. So that's what I got. It meant more to me to have the new friends, to see the beautiful stitching, than to go shopping, than to do a swap. All of those things are fun too, but the things that were most important to me were the friendships that I made and getting to enjoy such beautiful needlework. It was beautiful. So let me show you what I got. People are super, super, super generous over there too. So for me, what I did is our table mates, we had asked like people's favorite colors. And so what I ended up doing for my table mates, all 3 tables, is I made some counting pins. And I can't take credit for all of them because I kind of worked my family like an assembly line. So one of my daughters, Marissa, she made most of the pins. I just bought all the stuff and showed her how to do it, and then she started making them. So a lot of them were her own creative ideas. And then Cassandra was packaging them, and then packaging them, and my husband made the floss bling, and I showed him how to do it. And so we just sat at the table, we were all working on them together, and I made and punched floss tags. So these are the floss tags I made. I don't have any with the bling left because I only had enough bling for I think 50 people, which is a very small amount when you go to StitchCon when there's 300. But I did have extra floss drops, so I went ahead and made floss drops, and some had bling and some didn't. My word of the year is friendship, and this is a piece that I stitched this year that says friendship. And then on the back has your information to put your floss brand, your color name or number, and then my information so that if you want to look me up. I sent those out. These, I want to tell you, I made these at Staples. I literally did it the night before I needed them. I know, last minute, it was not a very good idea, but I did it the night before. It was ready the next night. We sat at the table, got them all ready, and then the next day it was just packing and I was ready to go. So if you're ever in a bind and you need them, you can make them online on the Staples website, have them printed at the store closest to you, and you can pick them up the next day. That's what I did. So I passed out pins to the table groups, and to everybody else I did the floss drops with the bling, and then when I ran out of those I did just the ring with the floss drops. And then I'm just gonna hold this up because I'm not gonna show every single individual one. I have a bag full of floss drops. There's so many of them. Oh, I do remember Alicia from the Fanciful Flamingo also sat with us. Sorry, Alicia, I knew it would come to me. I saw your, she gave us a sticker. And that reminded me. So Elisa also sat with me, and she's so sweet. And if you think she's funny on her channel, you've got to meet her in real life. She's just as funny. She really, really is. And lovely, lovely person. All right. And then there was a couple people. Now this was the odd part for me. There were some people that came up that, you know, I don't have a lot of Flosstube subscribers, and those that I have, I'm grateful for. I love you so much. But I only have about 1,500 subscribers that I'm aware of. And so I wasn't expecting very many people to know who I am other than the people in our little cul-de-sac. And I was wrong. People were coming up to me telling me they love my channel. They gave me gifts. That kind of blew my mind. I just didn't know. I didn't know. So some of the things that I got were things like, somebody made this. Isn't it so cute? And it says StitchCon in the back. Jen, she's the 5th daughter on Instagram. She made me a little ort jar in sunflowers, and it came in a yellow bag, and it was filled with chocolate, which I ate them all. Every last one, and they were dark chocolate, my favorite. So thank you, Jen. Then I got, somebody made these, and I saw a post on Instagram. She was trying to make enough for the 300 people for Weekend Bee, and I think she said she got to 225. That's a lot of stitching. So she made these. Look at, she stitched this, and then she made this little needle book. 225 of them. That's insane. And I happened to be up out of my seat at the time, so PJ chose this one for me because I started doing quilting, and she thought I would like it with the little sewing machines. That's amazing. And then somebody else made this, whoops, to hold your threads, like a thread keeper. And inside it has a little keychain, StitchCon 2023. What a great idea. Then I got another ort jar from another person. It's so pretty. And green's my favorite color. We got to choose. They brought a whole stack of them for our table, and then you got to choose which one you wanted. And then somebody passed out these little scissor snips. What a great idea. I'm just gonna collect, all these. I have a lot of scissor fobs. I don't generally put them on my scissors because they feel heavy to me. I know the purpose of a scissor fob is that if you drop your scissors, it doesn't fall point down, because then it would break your tip off. So I know there's a good reason for them. If you didn't know, that's what I learned they are for. But sorry, I dropped one. I use them on my project bats for scissor as zipper pulls because I just think they're so beautiful. So I have a whole bunch here. I'm going to show you them. I'm just going to hold them all up because there's too many to do one at a time. And one of them, I think I put, one's on a bag. I'll show you. So here's some. And then this one is done with a yo-yo. I thought that was cute. It has a charm in the ear. Cute idea, huh? What an easy way to make a zipper pull. Then I got some floss bling. A couple of different ones. This one was our logo. And it says from Maine. This is our logo for our t-shirts that Deborah made. Oh, isn't that cute? And here's some more floss bling. My initial, I think that was from Katie. She gave us a lot of really cute stuff, like a collection. This was by Sampling of Memories. This is beautiful. It's like a little pumpkin. And then we got lots of little things like cards, a backer for your thing, a little notebook, another notebook. This item I want to show you because I don't know where she ordered it from, and I believe this is from Katie, but this is a cool little thing to put in your to-go box. It's a little stand, looks like this, and you can put your phone in it. Isn't that cute? And then it's like totally collapsible. So if you're watching Flosstube or Instagram videos when you're out and about stitching, you could just put it on here and listen. I love that. And then PJ she got little bags to make for a disposable ort jar, ort container. I'm gonna stamp all over mine. I'm gonna get some of my sunflower stamps, stamp on it, use some colored pencils and jazz it up, and it fits right into my little stitch box that I turned the jewelry box into. So StitchCon we got, I don't have everything here. I kind of put some stuff away. They gave us this really cool tote. It's like kind of out of wool. It feels like wool. And it has a really nice bottom to hold all your stuffs in. So I'd load it up that day. I'd go back up to the hotel, put stuff away and fill it up each day with more stuff because people are just too kind. And they gave us our name badge in there. And they gave us these, which for a long time, none of us knew what they are, but they're actually glasses cleaners. So you can put it on your keychain and then you can clean your glasses with it. What a cool tool that is. I've never seen one before. So that was neat. You got the StitchCon passport, and inside it, I don't think there's a photo. Let me look. Oh yes, let me see if I can cover it up. There's a gift, a stitched gift from, who's it from? Sue Hillis. Sorry, Sue. I'm sure you're probably all screaming at me, but this is the design. It says StitchCon is my happy place. So we got that free chart in there, and then they did a special service project. This service project kind of hit me at home in the heart really hard because it was for a place that it's called St. Joseph's Home for Infants and Children, and this place helps children with special needs. And before I became a general education teacher, I was a special education. First I was a paraeducator, and then I did long-term subbing in the classroom as a teacher for 4 years. And I was a paraeducator for 9 years before that. So I spent a lot of time working in special education. I thought I was going to go that route, and when you work with kids, they're in a lot of programs, and some of the programs are not so great, but to hear the story of this place and what they offer and the kind of care and love that goes into it was mind-blowing. And StitchCon raised $35,000 for them, so way to go everyone. That was awesome. I wish I could have opened up my pocketbook and give a huge donation. I did do the raffle. I did buy a pattern to use for donation, but I wish I could have done more. I just don't have that kind of money to do it. But together, as a collaboration, they raised a lot of money, so I'm really glad I got to be a part of it. Some lady did this on her sewing machine. Is that cool? I'm going to use it on I figured I can attach it to a project bag. That'd be kind of cool. All right, so then there's this lady who watches my channel. Her name is Jennifer Burns, and she won one of my giveaways, and she was sitting at one of our tables, and she's a quilter and the most lovely lady ever. And so she was telling me, you know, I got to meet her. She was telling me that she watches my channel, and she said, oh, you're the only person who ever said my last name right. And so we were having a little chat, and I was telling her, and oh, well, she was telling me about quilting, and I said, well, I started quilting, and I showed her a picture of a piece I just started working on, and she was encouraging, and then I said, you know, I really want to learn how to make the patchwork project bag. She said, wait just a minute. That's where I was, and she walked away, came back, and said, here, I had an extra one. I gave my table mates this. I really want you to have this. And look what she gives me. Can you believe it? This is exactly what I want to learn how to make. It is simply gorgeous. And it has this cute little floss, or this zipper pull. And the inside has that cute little fabric inside. And then, you know, she's telling me how it didn't come out exactly perfect the way she wanted it to. This is gorgeous to me. I think it's simply perfect just the way it is. I could not believe that she wanted to give it to me. That blew my mind. I did not expect that, and it means so much to me. I am so happy to have it. she's such a lovely person. Jennifer, thank you so much. You have no idea how much this means to me. I wish I was as talented as you are. So what a lovely gift. So the way it started is this. I lined up. They had one line going. PJ and I were standing together. And then Barbara came through and said, you guys, there's 2 lines, A through M here, N through Z here. So if you're N through Z, come to this line. Well, that took my friend PJ away. And I was feeling a little anxious. But I knew we'd meet up, so I knew I was going to end up meeting up with her, but then I had no one to talk to while standing in line. So I just stood there, and I'm sure I had a look on my face because Barbara says, hey, is this your first time? And I said, yes. And she says, yeah, you kind of had that first-timer's look on your face. And I said, well, I'm just trying to take it all in. I'm so excited. And she asked me my name, asked me where I came from. Welcomed me, told me that she was so glad I was there. She was simply lovely, a delightful person. She really is. And to know that she was willing to take the time to talk to me when she has this whole big retreat going on and people to move in and out, and she stopped and took the time to talk to me and welcome me, that meant so much. I went down the stairs of the line because the line kind of goes all the way through from our hotel, all the way through the hallway into the convention center, then down some stairs, and then you either turn into Pam, who greets you from Just Keep Stitching, or you move over to Stephanie from Just Keep Stitching. Well, my line went to Stephanie, and the funniest part was, she says, Sandy Alba, I know you. And I was like, you do? And she's like, yeah, you have twins. She's all, tell the twins I said hi. And I was like, what? And she goes, yeah, I've watched your channel. What? Her and her mom has watched my channel? Really? I don't know. I just figured somebody that has so many followers and so many close friends from the community that they would not have time to watch me. So that kind of blew my mind. And then she told me a little funny story. And then she welcomed me, gave me my bag, and I went on in, sat down with all of our friends. You'll see all the pictures of the people that I saw. We did on Friday, I pulled a chip for swaps because I did bring a swap. And you will see my swap was at the very beginning of my channel. It was an Old Glory by Little House Needleworks. I stitched it. I have to stitch it a second time. I stitched it on 32 count Zephyr. You'll see it in my opener. I don't have the original one here to show you. I'm going to stitch another one because I want to stitch one for me too. I have a different finish in mind. But that was my swap. So my swap was on Friday because I pulled a red chip. All the red chips got to go based on when they were called. They had a number. And you went up to the swap counter, you looked at the packages, and when one appealed to you, pick it up. Well, I walked up to the counter and I saw a Christmas package, and I was gonna get the Christmas package, and as I kind of walked towards it, somebody like dives in, grabs it, and goes. So then I was thinking, well, Sandy, you gotta be quicker than that. And I'm trying to absorb all of them. I probably should have gone ahead of time before it started to look over and get an idea of what I was interested in, but I didn't. But then I saw this box, and I have to show you this box. I saw this box. Oh my gosh. And it's Buffalo Check, and anyone who knows me knows this is my favorite print ever. And I just realized I made a mistake. This is from Andrea. This is from Jen. I'll tell you what this is in a minute. Sorry. Andrea, I'm so sorry. Yes, this is from Andrea. Andrea, I want to get that straight. Anyway, so I saw this box, and I opened it up, and oh my gosh. Inside it were these cute little charms that you can put it on your bag. You can put it on a project. My daughter's hair is hanging from it. Anyways, one's a little tomato. Oop. So cute. And then the sewing machine. So that was inside. Then there was these. These are tail end weavers. So I'm going to give one to my daughter since there's two. And then there was a box, and inside that box was this mug, and this mug comes from the UK, and I'll tell you how I know is the person who made it for me when I went to take pictures. She told me all about how she got it for me, so I'm going to tell you in a little bit. But this is what was inside. Isn't it beautiful? And then look at, there's little buttons on the inside. And then the stitching piece, which is so beautiful. Let me show you. It is a drum. Look at it. Isn't it so pretty? It's so pretty. And look at the top little bow. And even the bottom fabric. Ah! And she had a professional finisher do it. I think her name is Mona, who finished it. And this was from Brenda Robinson. She left her name inside. And she said that her son has been overseas. He's in the military, and he's been stationed over there. And so there's an artist, a pottery artist, named Emma Bridgewater, and she is in the UK. And so she told her son she would like him to pick up a couple of pieces, and this mug was one of them. And so what an honor. Like, not only is it a gift from her, but a gift from her son that he would take the time to do that. That's so sweet. If you're that kind of son to your mom, kudos. But after you open it, you're supposed to find your partner, take a picture of the piece with them, and then you find the one who got yours and you take a picture with them. And then you're supposed to take your everything you got and go put it on display so that people who are not in that swap have the opportunity to see all the beautiful stitching. So I did. My partner who got mine did not, but when I got to meet her, she's so cute. She said everyone at the table loved it and wanted it. She loved it so much. She didn't put it up on the table, so I guess others didn't get to enjoy it. I did put mine up for a while, and then I brought it back. So it was a lot of fun. Doing this swap was so great, and every single piece on that table was beautiful. There was not one piece in there that didn't deserve a cheerful glance, because they are awesome. So that was fun. I'm glad I participated in it. And then I had that first day, I did finish my Jardin Privé. I got to ring the bell. And then, because I didn't travel with anything to put on the brag table because of weight issues in our suitcases, I didn't have something for the brag table, but my goal was to try to do everything that you can do at StitchCon. So I took my Jardin Privé, filled out a card, put it on the brag table. And that was that day. Okay, that one little gift that I got from Jen. Just look what she made, these little, and these are like little half dozen. I've never seen a half dozen cart like that. How cute. A carton. And then open it up, and there's her name. Her name is Jennifer Lee. And there's little tissue paper. You lift the tissue paper, and I love this because every single item in here is green, which is my favorite color. Green scissors, there's a green anchor, roll of anchor, there's green washi tape, there's a green measuring tape, and there's even chocolates. I didn't eat them yet. And then there's also some cute little buttons that you can use in your finishing. Isn't that cute? What a great idea. It was so nice of her to make it. And she and I had a common friend, Flosstube friend in common, and we've been trying to get together. Like, I did the 12 by 12. She was going to join my Zoom. She wasn't able to join. I host a Zoom on the 2nd and 4th Sunday of the month. She was going to come, but she's had a lot going on, so she wasn't able to. So what a joy that I finally got to meet her in person, and we're really hoping to connect through Zoom in the future. So thank you, Jen. That was so sweet of you. And Andrea, again, I'm so sorry. I knew it was from you. I do. All right. So that was that day. So that was Thursday and Friday. Then Saturday, that's when I really wanted to go. No, that was when Thursday, Friday. Yes, I wanted to go on the Stitchy Bus on Thursday. Was it Thursday or Friday? Friday. And all day long, we had our big group. We wore our t-shirts on Fridays, so we wanted to take a picture as a big group. We ended up having a pizza in the evening together. I got to meet people from California. They were sitting on the other side. They're in the same SoCal Stitchers group that I am, but they're on the LA side, so I don't get to see them all the time. So I got to visit and get to know them. That was fun. Hi, Lisa and Susan. I can't wait to get together with you guys again. And then, let's see, I'm trying to remember everything. That it was a little overwhelming for me. I walked the brag table. I did go to the freebie table. I did find a few goodies on the freebie table. I wanted to go on the Stitchy bus because that's what you do when you go to StitchCon. I kept telling everybody, let's go on the Stitchy bus. Nobody wanted to go on the Stitchy bus, so I went shopping in the annex, came back, still wanted to go. The announcement that the last trip to the Stitchy bus was happening, so I decided to put my big girl panties on, yes I did, and go ride the Stitchy bus all by myself, which is a lot for me. And so I got on there. I met two lovely ladies on the bus, so they kept me company the whole way there. We got dropped off. I went inside. The reason why I needed to go to Keepsake is I stitched the Nutcracker by Twin Peak Primitives. It was released at Market, in Nashville Market, and I didn't finish it. I opted not to finish it because the shape of it was difficult for finishing, and what I wanted to do for finishing would have been a lot more expense than what they were willing to pay for. And since I don't get to keep it, I didn't want to invest my own money on something that I don't get to keep. So I opted not to finish it, and so they had Keepsakes finish it. So it's hanging at Keepsakes. I went there. I had told Barbara about it, and she was very excited to see me. And then she told me about Susan, who is the person who did the color conversion from DMC to Classic Colorworks, which is what I stitched it on with a couple of weeks dye works. And so I had to take a picture of myself with the finished piece, and I did. It was so exciting. And then Barbara's husband, who drives the Stitchy bus, says, I gotta go. There's a bunch of people outside that want to get back to, they're not happy. And I was like, wait, I've only been here 5 minutes. I didn't shop yet. He says, I'll come back. So then I was really nervous because I went there by myself. Now I'm gonna be stranded there by myself. I don't know. But I did do some shopping. I didn't know there's all kinds of little nooks and crannies at Keepsakes, and there's like freebies everywhere. Well, I didn't know that those were freebies, so I didn't take them because I was trying to budget myself, only spend this much each day so that I don't go over my budget. And so I didn't pick them up. So I just picked up a couple of things, and then I came back. Well, I ended up going back the next day. So now that I knew what the freebies were for, I started looking in there. So at Keepsake, there's all kinds of little freebies. So there's there is 310. I'm going to show you real quickly. I'm going to show you. I'm just going to pick them all up. I just went through as I was shopping. If I saw one that looked like something I might want to stitch in the future, I picked them up. So here they are, a whole bunch of them. Okay, and then I, at the freebie table at StitchCon, I found this, which I was super excited about, and this, so cute, and this, which I didn't have August, and a Quaker Welcome, Belila Studios. What? On the freebie table, oh my goodness. And it even has a little tag for you to write when you finish on the freebie table. You almost feel like you're committing a crime to take stuff from there because it's so great and you're not sure why it's there, but yay. And then I did find a couple other things. I got this Forever Friends calendar. I collected bears a long time ago, and I love these little guys, so I had to have it for nostalgia. Maybe I'll stitch one for a grandchild or something, but I had to have it. And then I like this little booklet. It's put out by Zweigart, and it's called Trick or Treat, and I liked it because of the little witch. I think she's so cute. So I want to make her into an ornament. And I showed Tracy, the OG stitcher, and she liked the pumpkins. There's a pumpkin stack. And so I told her as soon as I finish the witch, I'm going to send it to her so she can enjoy it too. And then, look at it. You're going to crack up. This is so funny. Okay, I got one bag full. This is between the Annex and StitchCon. 2 bagfuls, 3 bagfuls of stuff. So that's a lot of stuff. When I was at the Annex, I chose these 2 fabrics. I'm going to show you the 2 that I got there and then the ones that I got at Keepsakes. So this one is, so they had a lot of Atomic Ranch, yeah, fabrics for us to shop with. So I got Tranquility, and this is the one I got. So pretty. It's like a green. I know the lighting in here is terrible right now. Our sun is going down, so it's not going to show it for true colors, but this is such a pretty color. And then I got, what's this color called? This one's called Haze. Now this one has like a little purple in it, which I thought was cool. And what's nice is when they cut your fabric, they tell you, well, which piece do you want? So you get to choose. And I chose this one because I love the modeling on it. It had a lot of modeling on it. And it has, it's like a light color and it has blues and purples in it. So pretty. So I got those at the Annex. And then I wanted a piece of frieze and they didn't have it anymore at the Annex. And I said, do you think they'll have it at Keepsakes? And she said, no, everything we have is here. But when I went to Keepsakes, they had a piece. She said, we found it in the bottom. They didn't know it was there. So guess what? I had to get it. And here it is. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. It's got like pink and green and blue in it. Oh my gosh. I don't know. I'm gonna have to get more of this in the future because I really like this one. And then I had told them that I would like to stitch, I would like something that was pink or peachy mixture. I don't want it bright pink and I didn't want too peachy. And we were looking for a 32 count because that's my comfort zone. They didn't have anything. So Susan said, why don't we have one in 40 count. And so here's the 40 count. Let me tell you what happened with this. This is by Grace Notes Fabrics, and it is called Swiss Mocha. It's so very pretty, and it is. It's like a light pale pink with modeling in like a peach. It's so pretty. So I tell Susan, well, Susan, I don't really think I want to stitch on 40 count because I did that to Coffee First by Brenda Gervais on a 1/1 as if I was stitching on 56 count, and I did not enjoy it. And I told her I spent time looking through that little hole. It was miserable when I stopped stitching it. Everything was blurry. And she says, well, what if you had a light? She goes, what's your magnification? And I said, well, I have my glasses, my prescription. Plus I think it's 4 times. She said, what if you used 10 times? She goes, I use that and I can stitch on anything. And she said, with my glasses, I can barely see 14 count. She ordered one on Amazon. That's 10 times the magnification. And she said, now she can stitch on anything. So, and it wasn't expensive. So I'm ordering it. I'll let you know how it is when it gets here. But hopefully, if I can see, I'll stitch on 40 count. If it's not a joy, I'll do something small. If it's not a joy, I will trade this out with someone or gift it because I don't want this beautiful color to go to waste. But we'll see. So that was my fabric purchases. Then my haul. All right. So when I was there, the one thing I knew I wanted to get was the Bluebirds of Happiness because I know that this is a JBW's and it's exclusive to Keepsakes right now. So since it was, I wanted to get the exclusive. That way it felt like, because I can get anything anywhere else, but I can't get this unless I get it at Keepsakes. So that's why I chose to get that. Then I got that in the Annex. Also in the Annex, I got Matter in Hand by Jeanette Douglas. I had seen Pam stitching this and really wanted to do it too. I love that it says cross stitch in all these different languages. I am going to change the Russian. I'm going to see if I can look up Cherokee because that is part of my culture, and if I can look up the letters for it and I can put that in there, I will. Then, so that was at the annex. Also at the annex, one of the stitchers, or one of the designers that had a trunk show was Sweet Wing Studio, who was there at StitchCon. And I had to have her autograph something for me, you know, like a little silly girl that I am. And so, I got Stand Firm, a tribute to Abraham Lincoln. And look at, I had her sign it. Ah, fangirl. Then my daughter Cassandra has her cat Patrick. He's the evil one. If you watch my channel or you Zoom, he's the one who doesn't really like me very much. But she had this pattern and I wanted to surprise my daughter with it. So I had her write a message to Cassandra. And Cassandra was so excited. So that was fun. And then the rest of my stuff is from Keepsakes. So in Keepsakes, I got My Country by Lottie Daw. I'd never seen that one and I love it so much. Then Murder of Crows. This has been on my wish list for a very long time. I saw the fully finished one, which you'll see in my video. And I said, yes, I can't wait any longer. Then I was excited because in all these little cubbies were, oh wait, let me show you this one first. Leaping Cat by Lottie Daw. This was before I bought the Sweet Wing Studio. I know the picture's terrible, but it's an orange tabby. I sent a picture of it to Cassandra to see if she liked it, and she's like, oh, that's so cute. So I bought that for her, but that was prior to the one at the annex. So now she has 2 new patterns. Okay, so there's all these nooks and crannies, and different holiday themes are in different spots in the store. Well, I kept finding Brenda Gervais that I hadn't seen before. So of course I had to have them. So this one, I've never seen it before. It's from 2011. It's called Bunny and Company. And even the packaging looks different. Look, isn't it cute? Sorry about the glare. There's like no light in here. Okay, and then this one is Strawberries and Stripes. This one's a more recent one. It's from 2018. I love it. It's so cute. And then this one I saw at Christmas time but couldn't find it anywhere. And I didn't really call the shops, the regular storefront shops. So this one's from 2012. And it's called Letters for Santa. I want to stitch that one this year for Christmas. And then this one, never saw it before but love it. And it's called Liberty for All. And look at, there's a turkey. Isn't that cute? So cute. So I love that. And then outside Keepsakes on their porch, they have some crates. And the crates have like freebies that you can go through, and anything you find in there, you can just take it. Well, I was waiting for the Stitch Best, which I didn't know if he was gonna come back. I called my husband and said, I think I'm stranded at Keepsakes. I don't know what I'm gonna do. And he said, well, I'd come and get you, but it's gonna be a long wait. So they came back, don't worry, they came back. But while I was waiting, I went through the crates and I found this piece, and I have this in a resin piece that I collected cherished teddies a long time ago, and I had this one and I had it signed by Priscilla Hillman and by Pat Carson. It's signed by both of them because I went to a convention to get it. Well, this is the cross stitch piece, and it's called Cherished Teddies Lessons #1, and it was in there, and I was like, well, I have to have it, even if I don't really stitch bears anymore, just to go along with the cross stitch pieces. I even have these pieces, but they're not the ones that these are. But I do have that piece, so, and it's signed, so I have to have the chart too. And then I found this cute little witch. She needs some update colors because she looks kind of drab there. The moon needs to be brightened up too, and the background fabric needs to be brighter. So I love that. I'm looking forward to changing that. And then in the annex, finally a farm girl had a trunk show too, and she also donated a pattern, and the proceeds from this pattern go to St. Joseph's. So of course I had to buy it, and I'm going to make it my ornament from StitchCon. So here it is, called Matilda Drives the Stitchy Bus. Now while Matilda's cute, I'm not a mouse person. So what I'm gonna do is I'm probably going to chart to look like me. I'll just take the ears off. I'm sure I can figure it out. I'm gonna chart it to look like me sitting on the Stitchy bus. Gray hair and all. So I'm gonna make that and put it on my tree for StitchCon. And then the only other thing that I have to tell you about StitchCon was just Cross Stitch Magazine came, the editor and one of her employees, they came and they wanted to talk about how they can improve Cross Stitch Magazine. What do we love? What don't we love? What do we wish they had? How would you change it if you had opportunity to voice your opinion? So we all just sat and talked about it. And what we found is that a lot of us had this subscription to it, canceled it. Got it again, canceled it. And how a lot of us were frustrated that the Halloween edition is not part of the subscription. That hit me because I purchased a subscription. The little flyer that I had picked up did not say on it, but I ordered a subscription for 3 years, paid for it, and then I found out later that the Halloween subscription was not part of it, which really was a bummer because that's one of my favorite ones that they put out besides the Christmas one. And we talked about it, and so they're really excited. They loved all the input that we gave, and they're hoping to make some changes, and so we'll see what happens. But in the meantime, they also were looking for model stitchers, so I put my name into the hat, so we'll see where that goes. I've heard from them already, and as soon as there's something for me, I should be notified, so I'll let you know how that goes. That's fun because if you stitch for them, then when the magazine's published, you will be credited in the magazine and they give you that issue. So I thought that was lovely. So also they gave us a really good deal to subscribe again. So I will probably go ahead and subscribe. It's a 2-year subscription because I'd like to see what changes they end up doing. So that was fun. I got to go to that. So in all of that, I did get to ring the bell a second time. I did it with the Polar Plunge. And I rang the bell with 3 of the ladies that were sitting at my table. We all went up there together and rang the bell. That was a lot of fun. We were trying to be competitive. Everybody was trying to ring the bell as many times. We were trying to beat Weekend A, I guess is a competition thing. But nobody could ring the bell as many times as Miss Tracy from OG Stitchery. She was stitching her pieces and she loves Halloween. If you don't know, you should go watch her channel. She's very entertaining and her pieces are lovely. And I love when she gives you like news for today. So it would be news of things that happened in the history on that day. So I love listening to that part of her segment on her channel. She's also now a prolific project bag maker. So she has project bags that she sells on Instagram, but she loves Halloween. And she was stitching a bunch of Halloween pieces and ringing the bell, and she decided that she wanted to have 13 bell ringing experiences for 13, that lucky number 13. So, and she did it. You could look over and she's like stitching away, and she rings the bell. And then stitch away, and she rings the bell. It was amazing. I was blown away. So that was fun. I'm trying to think if I forgot anything. Oh, I did. The last thing that I did, I wanted to take a picture with Pam and Steph. But here's the thing. I was raised mostly by my grandmother. She taught me all of my manners. And she's from France. And so like all the little things that she taught me, she like drilled it into me. And being the only granddaughter, I got the brunt of it because the boys never really listened, but I did. And one of the things she had always told me that is when you approach someone, if they're in a conversation, you stand there politely and wait until they acknowledge that you're there and then you can talk. So I needed to go, I'd been going the perimeter of the room and I never made it in the center because I was getting nervous. There were so many people and I didn't want to interrupt, and I'd start to walk and people would be talking and then I was like, oh, I don't want to interrupt, so I'll come back. And I just kept doing that the whole time I was there. And then even with Pam and Steph, I really wanted to take a picture with them because everybody has the Pam and Steph picture from StitchCon. And I had already taken one with Barbara. So I was like, well, and all my Flosstube friends. So finally, I at one of the tables on Sunday, the last day, Pam had come over and sat down, and her and I got to chatting about books that we want to read. She found out that I was the one that stitched the Nutcracker, which is something that she's planning on stitching. So that was fun to talk about. she's just a wealth of knowledge. We learned about genealogy, things that I could do to improve my search because my search ends at Grandma and Grandpa. So we talked about what I could do. And I said, well, I would love to get a picture with you and Stephanie. And she goes, well, she should be over here in a little bit. So I probably chatted with her for a whole hour. I felt like a rock star getting to sit there with her. And she's so sweet. And then Stephanie comes over. And I said, would you guys mind if I take a picture with you guys? And they're like, of course. So I took a picture with them. Stephanie like took a joking picture on my phone too, which was funny, of just herself. She's so silly. And then I got to take one with both of them, and then PJ got to jump in the pictures too. So that was fun. So I think I did everything. I got the brag table, I rang the bell, took a picture with Barbara, took a picture with Pam and Steph, met other Flosstubers, took pictures with them, met subscribers, met people in swaps, took pictures with them, met subscribers that always watch me or come to my Zoom, took pictures with them, did the swap. I don't think I shopped at the Annex Keepsakes for the Stitchy Best. I don't think there's anything at StitchCon that I didn't partake in, and I'm so grateful. But closing it out to say that the friendships and the connections that I made meant the most to me, and I really recommend that you do this in your life somewhere, whether it's StitchCon or another retreat, or you hear someone is doing a Zoom. Join. It's worth the connection. And just in case you don't know, I host a Zoom every second and fourth Sunday of the month. All you have to do is email me and I'll send you the link. We meet at 10 to 2 Pacific Standard Time. So I picked that time because I know that people on the East Coast, which most stitchers seem to be there, are still able to join the Zoom. So if that's ever something you'd like to do and reach out and connect with me, I would love and welcome you to come. Just send me an email and I'll send you the link. Usually I'm always on time. Once in a while my computer decides to do an update at a rare moment and I might be a couple minutes late even though I turned it on a half an hour before. I don't know, it's technology. Other than that, I'm there unless it's a holiday like Mother's Day or Easter. I think they're the only ones on Sundays. Oh, and Father's Day, but I was at StitchCon, so not a very good wife, was I? Anyhow, so I'm there. So second and fourth Sunday of the month, if you'd like to join me, I would love to have you there. Just reach out. And thank you to everyone who did reach out and introduce yourselves to me and say hi. For those of you who befriended me, thank you so much. It was such an exciting experience. I don't know, one I'll never ever forget. And until then, I'll be out back in probably a week or week and a half now that I'm off on break. And I hope to see you guys then, but I'm sorry it was so long. And I hope you have a wonderful week, whatever you are doing. Have a great day. Bye.